Hey everyone, welcome to Dino Boy Gaming. Here we have the Combiner Wars / Earth Wars Megatron. This is one of my first figures from this line of Transformers. It is like one of my favorites above all else. If you're looking for a big Megatron, like to match up with your larger scale primes, this is the go-to one. Because this thing has blast effects. I lost the blast effects to this. Yeah, this has blast effects that don't work because I don't have any. But let's not delve in too deep. After the video, we'll cut back to my face. So let's get this started. But anyway, here is the Combiner Wars Megatron with working treads. Why can't we get these in this day and age? But anyway, this is one of my first Transformers figures ever created. Well, ever created. But this is one of my first Transformers figures that I ever bought. Here, I'm gonna lay him like this so you can see his face. He does have light piping. I do not have a red flashlight, so I cannot shine that back there, but he does have light piping. Some people have a very distaste for Combiner Wars / Earth Wars. Netflix show's amazing, but the toy line sucked. Well, for me, this was my kind of Megatron. It was just so simple and easy to do. Now, he does have a gimmick where you can shoot the missiles out in tank mode. I lost those missiles. I shot one of the missiles in the Christmas tree into my Christmas tree, and I lost it. They're red and small and tiny, and you'll lose them very quickly if you're not vigilant enough. But here, I'm gonna spoil articulation a little bit, just to get him sitting, just to get him lower so you guys can see him a bit better. As in, like, the face and everything. I don't have a stand yet. I'm hoping to get a camera stand for my phone so it'll sit up nicely. But I don't have that yet. I don't know when I'll get that. But this thing does have elbow articulation. See? Full ratcheted elbows on either side. Right here, but this is made to be like this because its fusion cannon obstructs the joint in here, and his legs are on ratchets, so his legs are on ratchets, so they can go back that far. They can rotate as well. They can rotate. This is built differently than the other ones. I do want to see a legacy interpretation. Please, Hasbro, give me a legacy interpretation of this Megatron. Please. I would love to have a, version of this Megatron, where it's, scaled down, right around his size over here, Galvatron's size. That's this Megatron. I would kill for that. But, yes. He does have articulation there. His arms do swivel on a ratchet joint. They bend back and they bend. You guys can't see that. They're on like a dual joint. So they go back and forth. And his arms are on ratchets. They're on like a thin rubber ratchet. If you don't know what a thin rubber ratchet is, it's basically where the plastic pulls away from the ratchet's teeth. I don't know if you can see that, but see how it's pulling away from the teeth a little bit? That's that joint in there. That's what articulates this joint in here. Don't force it, it'll snap. And his knees go up about that far. They go up about that far due to transformation, of course, but, whatever floats your world, I guess. It goes out, that's more for transformation. You can make him break his legs. His feet go up, his feet go down. No ankle tiltage or ankle pivot, and he does have head articulation. You can look up, you can look down, you can look all around, and that's about it. Now, probably not going to be able to see the first half of the transformation, mainly because his face is cut off, but you'll definitely be able to see the transformation for the legs. But what you're going to do is you're going to shove these sides down. You're going to pull, actually, I'm going to lay him down, actually. You're going to pull this flap. This becomes the front of the tank, by the way. That becomes the front of the tank. You take his legs and you snap them in half. Not actually snap them in half, just use that double joint in there. You convert the feet back like so. You take these two pieces and there are little tiny tabs that align the side of here. I was confused the first time I transformed this thing a long time ago when I first bought it. And I couldn't make videos then. I was too young. Then take the sides here of the underneath. Shift them forward. Well, first, grab the legs first. Should do this first. And click them in just like so. There's a little groove in here where this and this are meant to go into. See, that little groove will tap into that peg. This peg will tap into there. And you just want to get it where it'll click in there. It can be a bit finicky, but with enough finesse, you can get it in there. And then with the treads on the bottom, you just fold them up. And then you take that and make sure it's all nice and squozen. Take the crotch flap and stick it down. And pull out the tank. And pull out the tank muzzle. And there you go. There is Megatron Earth Wars / Combiner Wars Megatron transformed up into his tank mode. Now, this thing does have a gimmick. But the gimmick has long been busted. So, he don't really work anymore. But the articulation is not the same on this. The tank turret swivels back and forth. It is a bit bumpy, mainly because, you know, it turns like this and kind of ratchets. It's on a ratchet joint, so it'll turn. But time to cut back to my face, I guess, and I'll show you my end results. This figure is one of my favorite figures of all time. This was the first Megatron figure I bought. Mainly because of how big it is. This thing is like a monument to me. This is what got me into toy collecting. This figure right here. Just how cool it is. Just because how cool it is. It's one of my favorite figures. And I get that the Netflix show is better than the toy line, which is a very good understatement. And I respect that, because it is. I never watched it, because I never really cared for the Netflix series. I just cared for the toys that came out at the time. But this thing is like one of my favorite figures I ever had. My favorite figure is MechTech Shockwave, but that figure has sadly long lasted its period. And what I mean by long lasted its period, as in, I don't have it anymore. I don't have movie Shockwave, or a recolor or repaint of that thing. And I'm not talking about Bumblebee movie Shockwave, I'm talking about movie Shockwave. Dark of the Moon Shockwave. That was my first figure, was Dark of the Moon Shockwave. My first Transformer was that thing. I don't have it anymore. I wish I did, but I don't. I do not have it anymore. I do not have that figure anymore. So therefore, I cannot review it. I wish I could. All I have is the arm and the gun. That's how much I have of it. That's how much I have of that thing. I can't show it on camera because I don't know where his arm went. His arm crawled away into some crevice or something. Something out of Transformers Prime or something. I don't know. But this is one of my favorite figures ever. And I really want to see it get like the Legacy or the Legacy or the Studio Series treatment of this Megatron. The Studio or the Legacy of this Megatron would be great. Because I love this figure. This figure is perfect. Spot on. Almost to the animation of G1. But not quite. This is a tank. Not a gun. And I know why they did this. So kids wouldn't be holding a firearm at school. And the cops thinking it's real. You know. You're not going to have a .50 caliber gun in a school and it be fake and it not work. And have a kid get arrested because it not work. Because it's not real. Yeah. That's like any person who owns the vintage Megatron will know what I'm talking about. Any person who owns the vintage Megatron and the MPM Megatron that I don't own. The Megatron that turns into the animation accurate gun? Yeah. They should be thankful they're not in school. They should be thankful they're not in school because they would be arrested on the spot. I'm just saying that. Just to say that. Point that out there. But this type of thing is a good example of what they can do with a Megatron that turns into I think it's like a whist reeler revolver thing. I don't know what it's called. It's something like that. But that's it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. Subscribe for more reviews. Later in 2024, I have a Godzilla review coming up in a few months. I'm still on a hiatus. But my next review is Red Series. Is 2 Red Series figures. Red Series reformatting Megatron. You can get him into a proper good pose. Reformatting Megatron. And Ultra Magnus. The worst design. And I will find the parts to this thing. Don't think I'm not going to leave this guy out of the videos without his accessories. I need to have his accessories with him. Yeah. Because this guy has accessories, this guy doesn't. This guy don't have his accessories anymore. I lost the accessories to this guy. He had the ball and chain. It's gone. Don't know where it went. But this, guys, is kept in a little box. Somewhere in my living quarters, in my room. So I'll grab that in the next video.